Well, hello, Beltalodas, and welcome back to the channel, friends. It's Expanse Day, so this is going to be short and or sweet, as we're getting ready to watch The Expanse, Season 2, Episode 10, Cascade. There's nothing to it but to do it. It's Expanse Day. Let's go. If you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, hell, ring that bell for notifications, and you'll be alerted next time we go live with The Expanse or any of our sci-fi offerings. And of course, if you'd like anything that we do early or in its full-length format, the link to the Patreon is in the description. Not a fan of Patreon? Join us over here on YouTube memberships. You get the episodes about a day early, plus any bonus episodes, and specifically for The Expanse, my case studies, which the next one will be coming out very, very soon. But my friends, all that is then, and this is now, and now it is time to once again journey back to our beloved friends in The Expanse and see where the tale will take us. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction, and away we go. I sort of miss when this show would just jump into the middle of shit and I'd have to have like my pen out, like ready to take like stenographer notes, like courtroom reporter notes. Now it's gotten to the point where I'm so into this. I take most of my notes during the editing because I want to experience. I realized that early on I was like looking down, writing a note when something dope as hell would happen. And it's not that I didn't want to miss anything. It's just I wanted to experience everything on initial watch because I can slow things down during editing. I have to, but you know, this is where I first get my first look at each episode. Oh my God, beautiful. Has to be Ganymede, right? Starting off on Ganymede.
She didn't want us there.
We've got her husband killed.
Those cops were gonna kill them both.
Yeah.
If we do what we came here to do, I'll figure out a way to live with it.
No, you won't, Holden. But it's an interesting sentiment. You're too noble for that. That's a good thing. Not in this universe, but it's a good thing.
How many people have you killed? I'm not sure. You're not sure?
That's a tough question.
Holden and Naomi, they're not like me. They're better. I'll watch your back, but they'll find your little girl.
Oh, wow. This is what I do. This is what they do.
They could both still be here. Where was Strickland when he took May?
Wouldn't Strickland have...
Pediatric Care, Clinic 7.
Let's see if anyone who worked there is still around.
That's a hell of an approach, Naomi. Man, I hope the doctor finds his kid, but I hope that May is not... God, I hope she's not, hasn't been... At this point, it'd be too late. As far as like experimentation with the proto-molecule, that probably happened way before the attack on Ganymede. So there's no way to stop it now, I would guess. I have told maybe everybody that I know who hasn't seen this show to watch it.
It was beautiful.
I'll try using my imagination.
Try to use my imagination. What I'm waiting for in Ganymede is like one little mote of proto-molecule to go by.
Well, Sergeant Draper failed, and then she snapped because she couldn't deal with it.
So you think she's lying?
I think she's crazy.
Still, I wouldn't mind getting her in a room alone.
Yeah.
Mars is using peace as a distraction.
Peace as a distraction. God, I wish I could disagree with you right now.
Aaron Wright is smart as hell.
And if it's absolutely necessary, we can arrange for further testimony after the sergeant is fully recovered.
I'd say yes, that's what we need.
So unless your intention is to have us shooting at each other again, let's do what we came here to do.
This guy's a hell of a good actor, too.
You really fucked up in there, Gunny.
Oh, I'd punch him right in the face.
But I know I saw something.
Oh, yes. A man standing on the surface of Ganymede without a vac suit.
Were you there? You on the front line? I missed you.
So you think I'm crazy?
No, he's trying to gaslight you.
So what happens now?
Now you go home back to Mars.
They're going to throw you out of the Corps, too.
And then what?
They're going to throw you out of the Corps.
Then we do what's best for you and for the Corps.
They're throwing you out.
I'd like to see the ocean before I leave. If that's possible.
God, that brought a tear to my eye.
Sorry, you're under restrictions now.
Oh, fuck you, dude.
Just rest. A transport is coming to get you. You'll be shipping out day after tomorrow.
They set her up to fail. She failed, and now they're pissed. Okay, dude. All right. Yeah, that's a very logical. And then make her think that she didn't see what she saw. Yeah, okay.
AIDS.
Gunny, you are the best of the Martian soldiers, and you need to leave the Corps, which is awful. Yeah, they're not gonna let you open that window. God, Gunny's actor is big. I'd love to know how tall she is. Great casting, though. She's so good.
They go are consistent with the MCRN's account of the battle.
The Martians wouldn't have given us the armor if it were otherwise.
Yeah, they doctored it.
Sir, I'm not sure what you're getting at. We did a pretty thorough analysis.
I don't want pretty thorough.
I want
you to go over every goddamn molecule on that armor and tell me if there's anything you've missed. Do you understand me?
I want to believe that Aaron Wright got messed up with Mal for the right reasons. Does that make sense? Because he's a cool character. Good or bad, he's a cool character. You can see his belief has been compromised, though, so I want him to get back on his path.
It's probably just a story. Then do me a favor and don't spread it around. People don't need anything more to worry about.
Yep.
This doesn't feel like Eros, does it?
It feels controlled.
Maybe it just hasn't started yet. I haven't seen Strickland around for a while. There's a lot of turnover these days.
Maybe start looking for May.
What do we do now? I'm not the guy you should be asking.
Come on, Amos. Work outside of your comfort zone here. You're good at this shit.
I mean, the hydroponics have been contaminated.
Is that a hard fix?
Under normal circumstances, no. They're too far gone to make it.
Just want to see one mote float by a blue protomolecule.
Gosh, God, is that you? Perhaps? Yes, it's me.
What the?
Our children are out there somewhere, scared and alone, and you just leave.
You done?
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with you.
He's helping me find May.
He was taken off because he was wounded, dickhead.
Who's Roma?
He finds people. He's helping me. He's helping all of us.
He works for food?
Yeah. You give him canned chicken, he gives you a video from the security monitor. You give him more chicken, he gives you more video.
What?
But I didn't have enough chicken.
Yeah, it sounds like a scam.
Yeah, it sounds like a scam, exactly.
Does Roma provide results?
Yeah, he's got a place at the AWP corridor, level 2.
No, does he provide results?
No, stay. Let's just stay. Rest. Rest.
Remember when you attacked me? Ooh, you gonna leave the door open? No, you're gonna close yours? Okay. I would too, buddy.
A friend at the Martian embassy managed to get me Sergeant Draper's service record.
It's impeccable.
She's an exemplary soldier who does what she's told to. What's wrong with you? Sit down.
She read you, Aaron, right? You're in the room with the best. You know that. You're good. You came here to say whatever it is you needed to say.
I think she did see something on Ganymede.
There you go.
I believe that Ganymede was a test of a new weapon that Jules Pierre Mao is developing for Mars.
You've been in contact with him?
No. But I was aware of his weapons research.
There you go. What else do you know?
Because I was working with him.
There you go. You pushed your chips in. You gave them all to Christian.
This started out as a conversation about peace, about the discovery of this incredible proto-molecule.
Explain yourself, Aaron Wright. I want to trust you.
If I had known what was going to happen on Eros, I would have stopped the project and Jules Pierre Mao along with it. And you know that!
Eros nearly destroyed this planet. You will have to answer for your part in that.
Yeah.
I know.
Just not now. You need him on the field.
But what we need to do right now is keep the system from burning down. This is everything that I know about the proto-molecule project.
Wow.
If Ganymede really was a test, then it's just the beginning.
It's going to take you both. He's going to take you the top of your games. I love that by Aaron Wright. He knew he was caught. He knew not caught, but he knew that his best bet. I mean, it shows patriotism to the earth, you know? He knew that he was sunk as soon as he made that mention. Did you get it, Gunny? That's the weather stripping, but... Wow, nice. How high up are you, Gunny? I guess it looks like you can get down with the slant of that roof. Yeah, be careful. You're not... This is dangerous. Not to mention, you're not used to this G. Oh, God. Oh, God! Oh, my God! Oh, my God! Oh my God, she is tough as nails. She is tough as nails. I'd be laying there until Christmas. I have the same feeling for Gunny that I had for Juliet. I want to see her with the Rossi so bad. I'm not even going to think about it. Crazy. Great shot there. Great, better shot. Look at this shit.
What you want, Pampa?
Oh, okay. It's going to be fun to...
You heard Rama's man talk to.
Ah, in that case.
I'm not sure you realize who you're inviting in. You have a fallen paladin, a exceptional liar,
Cute kid, Copang.
and a killer.
You got chicken? That's what I like. Gonna take a lot.
We got something else, buddy.
You seem to be doing quite well for yourself. I mean, you got enough here to feed half the station.
Put that back.
Or...
This guy just wants to find his little girl.
Oh my God.
We're happy to barter.
What I want is chicken. No chicken, back of the line.
Or... No! Oh my God, holding her back.
He can't fight me if you bash his head in! What's wrong with you?
I hate when people ask him that. I hate when people say, what's wrong with you?
Are you gonna help us?
Absolutely. I find little girl.
You know what? It breaks me up because that's Amos's, that's what he does. But it also hurts me because that's what he does. You know, it's just ultra violence that it's so easy for him. And also so hard for him. You know, you can see it when he, what's wrong with you? That question is like a bullet to Amos because he doesn't know, I don't think. I don't think Amos knows why he is the way he is. Or he's trying to not be, I don't know. You know, he has all those questions about, you know, empathy and Cortazar, how he, you know, didn't have it. God, it just breaks my heart when people say that. And they say that all the time. What's wrong with you? God, I hate that. What do they call people that don't have jobs? And they call them what, takers? They just take like the prescribed meds and the supplemental stuff, stipend to live or whatever, because there's no jobs. Gunny's character is fascinating to me because I think she's probably our...
Inside the Martian embassy just informed me that there's a lot of activity around Sergeant Draper's quarters. Because she's no longer in them.
She gives us our best baseline for the Martian people is what I'm trying to spit out.
I can access our full surveillance network. We'll find her face.
And as quietly as possible. The Martians will, of course, be trying to find her as well.
You do it personally.
Make sure they're stopped frequently by the local authorities and checked for proper identification.
My pleasure. Are we information sharing with Aaron right now?
I'll tell him later.
Why haven't you turned him in?
She needs him.
At this moment, he's more useful to me outside of a jail cell.
You're the only person that knows the truth about him. The only person anyone might actually believe, and that puts you in a precarious position.
Something changed with Aaron, right?
She saw it. This is a redemption for him. He knows it.
That it was time to make amends.
That's it.
I wasn't trying to be funny.
I wasn't laughing. It's just, I'd forgotten how it felt to be fighting for the good guys again. I like it. It's nice.
Don't trust Courtier too much, but I love his character. Gunny, be careful. Oh, she's wearing down. I mean, a fall that she took would have killed me.
Excuse me, could you please tell me how to get to the ocean?
Just point, man.
But I can tell you how to get to the ocean.
Just point, man.
I can trade that and get a month's supply of meds for the kids who've been exposed to radiation from the drive plant. And I can probably get a month's supply of the new chloroquine. It'll save some of us from dying in the summer when we're forced to drink sewer water.
Jesus, is that true?
Wouldn't matter if I said it was.
Wow.
So you're a doctor?
I put myself on the vocational training list when I was 17 years old.
Still waiting.
52 now.
Dude, you look great.
Oh, and I hear your music ain't nothing to write home about neither.
Well, that part might be true, yeah.
I think it's the first time I've ever seen Gunny smile.
Go back the way you came until you see a drainage tunnel on your right.
Got it.
What's your name?
Bobby.
Nico.
Nico. I like you, Nico.
Feet planted, in line with your shoulders, back straight, head down, staring at your toes. Raise your chin. Slowly. Millimeter at a time. In a couple of weeks, your brain will forge the pathways, your inner ear will get the memo, and you'll be no different than an earther.
She doesn't want to hear that, but okay. Wow, what? Again, it reminded me of that early season 1 Street Profit thing between Miller and the guy that told him about, you know, the water shortages. I love shit like that. Well, this guy actually knows what he's doing. It's not a scam. Maybe?
I would have stopped him before it went too far.
Every shitty thing we do makes the next one that much easier, doesn't it?
Ooh, Naomi. With a truth bomb for the paladin. That's antithetical to both of them.
He's a bully. And where I come from, bullies take desperate young girls like your daughter and force them into prostitution. And when they finally get knocked up, they peddle them to Johns who get off on that. And those kids, they use them too.
Jesus, Amos.
Some people deserve to be punished.
You can bring Amos back a little bit, but he knows what he is. Yeah, be careful. This guy might be calling for help too. What the hell? How did you even know that was there, dude? Okay, these are the scrubbers then?
What are you doing?
Something I actually know how to do. Did you notice the Ipomea batatas on the green wall?
Yeah.
I'm sure that I did not.
I'll only be able to get away with it for another week, maybe 2, and after that, the air, the scrubbing plants, what's left of them, will die off. When that happens, they won't be able to stop the Cascade.
What's the Cascade?
No air.
In real nature, there's enough diversity to cushion an ecosystem when something catastrophic happens. Nothing that we build, our ships or stations, has that depth. Now in an artificial ecosystem, when...
Love these shots between...
So it's not the thing that breaks you that you need to watch out for.
Exactly.
These are great shots.
Yeah, but Ganymede is the most important food station out here. They're not gonna let it just collapse.
The station's dead already. They just don't know it yet.
Wow. Oh. Alex, I was wondering where you were, buddy. This is that Martian music nobody can write home about.
When the leaves begin to die.
Subtle little thing there. Cupping the liquid. Jeez, oh Pete's. They try to think of everything, don't they? And usually do.
So, when time goes crawling by, someone just went.
Now you're just showing off, Expanse.
Any unauthorized ships entering or leaving the zone will be fired upon without warning. This is an FCRS priority.
Well, luckily you look like a Mickey ship, so...
Ah, good news, Copan. I find a little girl in Domain. They be moving way away from the baton where the mirrors fall.
Who's that with them?
That's oldest part of the station. No camera after that.
Really? Oh my God, there she is, bud. Oh, you made it, Bobby. You made it, Bobby. Great acting. Oh, I'm sure that water is super duper polluted. Remember how they said it smelled like sewer reclamation? Boy, she's tearing it up. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this. Oh. Oh my God, here we go. What?
Is it everything you thought it would be?
Christian.
Your people are on their way, so we have to be quick.
Quick about what?
Tell them the truth.
We never finished our conversation.
Didn't feel like a conversation to me.
The thing you saw on Ganymede, it was real. This is what attacked you and your team, isn't it?
Oh my God, what is this? Project Caliban. Holy shit.
It was being tested on Ganymede.
Tested?
By your own government.
Really?
Fuck you, ma'am.
Sergeant, I wish to God it was my government.
So you're telling me that me and my team, we were sacrificial lambs?
And your friend Travis.
I don't believe it.
And I don't believe a goddamn thing you were told to say in that room. I need your help.
This has to be a mind game. You are the enemy.
We cannot afford to be enemies anymore.
We need to go now.
I mean, the fact that she found her, or Cordiar found her. I thought that was somebody. So who's this coming? Just Martian reps? Yeah. All right, friends, we just got done. I want to scream that. All right, friends, we just got done watching The Expanse Season 2, Episode 10, Cascade. And the only thing left to do is talk about it. All right, my friends, we just got done watching The Expanse Season 2, Episode 10, Cascade. Again, I with this type of episode, it's so well done. This show, there are no, certain times in certain series is you can say, oh, this is a so-and-so episode, or this is an action episode, or this is a, introspective episode, or this is, a universal kind of environmental knowledge episode where we learn more about the world around us. You always get all of those in every episode of The Expanse. I mean, it's crazy. Again, the idea with The Expanse to have such a strong ensemble, with when you got Christian and Aaron right on Earth, and you've got Bobby playing in there now as a character to explore. And of course, you got the crew of the Rossi, it's just, you learn about so much and you get so many different perspectives. And I think that's the real thing that The Expanse does really well with its geopolitics, is that it gifted us, obviously, when we first look at this universe, we're going to have some type of, I don't know, feeling, whatever you want to say, towards the Earth government, because it's more recognizable. The UN. Okay, we understand Earth. We for what it's worth, we get at least a base or a bedrock of which to be able to kind of build out what the Earth government is like at this point. What we didn't know is, what are the Martians like? And they did a good job very early on of making them kind of mysterious. But then every example that we had of the Martians, gave us both that kind of very driven, very militaristic attitude, not necessarily militaristic in like the conquering sense, but militaristic as far as like chain of command, duty, that type of stuff, protection of planet. And it gave us a really good kind of base understanding for the Martian mentality, because obviously we don't have a Martian equivalent. So they really spent some early time giving us like the Martian viewpoint. They even had Alex, kind of come in and give us sort of again, a removed but a baseline Martian experience. Now we're getting, this is our first episode where we really got to see like kind of the surface street level of Earth. where we see just how bad it is. There's pollution everywhere. You've got homelessness, it appears, or at the very least, severe poverty, drug addiction, as far as either, we were told that there are like state sponsored drugs that are given out. There's also like aid that's given out because there's just not jobs anymore for everybody. There's a ton of problems that are going on Earth. And this is our first, we were told about them before. We were shown them now, which is a very different experience. Because initially, when we heard like, what the Earthers were like and people were drug addicted, it came from a Martian viewpoint. And that viewpoint was understandably negative. Oh, they're all drug users. They all just lay around and don't do anything. They don't have, a common purpose goal like the Martians, to terraform their planet. They take everything for granted. They're spoiled, blah, blah, blah. We just had that negative Martian bent to the kind of the Earther description. Now, well, I made a mistake because we did get on like surface level of Earth before at Holden's house, but again, that was removed from the area. We didn't necessarily see, Christian referred to it as a paradise. So obviously, in comparison to some of the urban areas, Holden's homestead is a dramatic, departure from that type of stuff. But with this one, we get to see now that, yes, are there, the Martian, they're all drug addicts. We do have a lot of what appears to be drug addiction, but again, it might be for other reasons, not necessarily just, sensorial deprivation or entertainment or, addiction. There seem to be, the radiation meds the doctor talked about. And again, that segues nicely for me into what I mentioned during the reaction. I love these little, what I call street prophets. And, we had one early, I talked about it in the reaction. We had one early with Miller when Miller was talking to the guy who said, one missed shipment of water and people complain, but 2 missed shipments of water and there are riots in the streets. And so we get this we got a feeling for what it was like in Ceres Station. What's the temperature? How's the general population feeling? We had the same thing here with, what was his name? Nico. Nico was the doctor. I'm going to go ahead and call him a doctor. I know he's waited decades, but he's a doctor. And so, it was able to convey to us what the situation was on the street level of Earth. And that information needs to be trusted because, one, they're not giving it to us with any type of flavor or bent. Nico wasn't telling Bobby what it was like on Earth to get sympathy, or he was explaining. This is what it's like, and they had no reason to lie. He wasn't going to get anything from any type of, fabrication. You can look around and see this is what it's like, and that's why I like street prophets, because they are the ones that give us the temperature of the general population. They give us kind of a baseline or a headline, like news article of what, what's the main thing going on that everybody's sort of talking about. It's the town crier type of, role that these different people play. And I think that the Expanse uses them perfectly. We're just down on the urban street level of Earth for the first time, and we meet another one of these characters to just give us like, hey, here's the truth of the matter, just a little bit, a few facts. Here's the truth of the matter. And then, maybe think differently about what you've learned, and peace, I'm out. And that's awesome. You need to have characters like that to provide what is unfiltered truth that the person hearing it, the character hearing that, doesn't immediately think, no, that's bullshit. No, they're lying to me, or they're using me for something, or they're trying to deceive me, or there's different motives at play. If you can eliminate all the ideas or motives that you could kind of, put onto a person, like, oh, they're telling me for this reason, or they're telling me for that reason, and you say there's no real reason for them to lie to me, then your brain starts to accept it as maybe that's what's really going on around here. At the very least, you're provided a different perspective upon which to base your own opinion. That goes for Bobby, and that goes for us. The Expanse loves to do shit like that, where it's like, hey, we're going to explain it to this character. And psst, you too, audience, you dickhead. Me, you are, oh, me? I'm the dick. Yes. Yeah, you out there, old guy. Oh, okay. And then they tell you what's going on, and it's just expertly done. I don't have to explain to you all, you've seen it. Narratively, the Expanse does shock amazingly. They do just, woven story amazingly. but these little moments and beats where it's just narrative precision sniper fire, the Expanse creatives do. It's one of my favorite things they do, because they're just like, I think the audience needs a little bit of information. Well, let me just line this one up and bam, and whoo, perfect shot, and you get what you need, and then they're out. You never saw the shot, you don't know where the sniper is, and it's just great stuff. But that's, I'm very intrigued by Bobby's character, in that, you have that kind of fish out of water. We know that she's excellent at what she does. Her file, her superiors, hell, even Christian, when she looks through her everything, she's exemplary. She is the best of the best of the Martian Marine Corps. I mean, she's just the best. She's a perfect example of their best on the ground. She's completely out of that element. She's out of her armor, her hair's down. They even make her appearance, kind of counteract what we've seen from her before, always in uniform, always in battle armor, always had her hair pulled back, always kind of like ready. This one made her way more human. And that exploration of Bobby and wanting to see the sea, it gives us a reason to see outside of the armor. It gives us a reason to look at Bobby differently, as a human and not a soldier, as a human and not a Martian. Just expertly done. And I'm so intrigued by her journey. I want to see where it goes. And I said this during the reaction. I'll just make one quick mention of it. I felt this way about Juliet Mal. Juliet Andromeda Mal. In my mind, I said, oh my gosh, they're going to find her, and then she's going to be part of the crew, and she's going to do this. Maybe she can help, Alex pilot, maybe she can do it, and maybe she'll play this role, and maybe she'll fall in love with this person. And, my mind is just playing all these different things. Like, I can't wait until they're all together. Well, we didn't get that, in fact, they that same sniper shot down my idea for, Juliet being part of the Rossi. But God help me, I can't help it. I want to see Bobby now integrated with the crew. I want to see her working, like with Alex. Like, what could she learn from Alex, a fellow Martian who has lived among the Belters and the Earthers, who has a broader understanding of the solar system at large, and somebody that she probably would trust more than an Earther or a Belter, so Alex could provide her with a really, really needed touchstone to kind of develop her own ideas, albeit one that she, again, Alex could be somebody that she could confide in more or believe more and not have to kind of like work up to a trust. This might be a quicker get for her. Of course, you know what I'm going to say. I want to see Bobby and Amos. I don't want to see them fight or anything like that, though. I don't know how that would play out, because something tells me that would be. Don't think that I don't forget about Bobby arm wrestling her power armor and winning. So Bobby is an absolute badass. In fact, they have hinted and shown us that Bobby, again, Amos is our killer and everything. Bobby is a warrior. Now, who wins in a warrior v killer type of scenario? I don't know. And I don't want to find out, because I don't want to see two of my favorite characters fighting. But again, I think that dynamic actually helps Amos if Amos and Bobby kind of meet and talk, because Bobby has, again, follows orders, knows who she is in that arena, doesn't know who she is outside of the armor, so there's this kind of dichotomy, like who I was then into who I am now, assuming that she gets kicked out of the Corps. Well, that's the sort of same journey that Amos is in. I know who I was then, who I am now, sort of, but his is who I think, who I want to become. And so with those two types of challenges that Bobby and Amos face, I think that they could help one another quite a bit in that journey. And finally, again, and this is like the Bobby-centric kind of recap, but I think it's warranted. Bobby and Holden, to me, that's fascinating, because Holden is going this way, the paladin with the virtue and falling. And to me, Bobby's going the other way, the good, dutiful soldier that would say anything, but then said the truth when needed. And it's almost like they're heading towards a meeting of one kind of heading from down from the high loft that he was on, and one heading towards it with strength of character, assertion of the truth, being honorable. Travis was a great soldier. Again, they're going to collide at some point. And for me, who gets redirected? I think Bobby would redirect Holden, but that's just my theory. And again, this is all predicated on the fact that Bobby lives long enough to meet the crew of the Rocinante. And in addition to that, they like one another. And they invite her in. So there's a ton of things that could go wrong here, a ton of things that could go wrong here. But again, I mean, I can't help it but want to see it. And if it happens, awesome. If it doesn't, I'll be sad, but I know that they're telling the correct story. And I'm going to end with this because I'm trying to keep these things shorter and I never can. But the development between Aaron Wright and Christian was delicious because it needed to happen. And it showed me, obviously was providing the entire audience a different view of Aaron Wright, not as the lackey, not as the kind of the willing accomplice, not as the person that's trying to behind the scenes deflect or redirect Christian. We got confirmation that he at the very least knew of Franklin's death, murder, and he knew it came from Mal. And so he realized that it was basically his best play. If he truly wants to save Earth, help Earth, whatever you want to say, his best play is Christian. And Christian's best play is working together with Aaron Wright. Aaron Wright has a tremendous amount of information and clout that Christian has superseded. Christian has sussed out that point and now has the dominant kind of position in the relationship because he knows that she had sussed him out. But at the same time, she also knows that he wields power that the two of them combined couldn't wield alone. And I love that admittance that, when she told Cordiar, hey, we need him. He's an asset that needs to be played right now. There's time enough to spend the rest of his life in a jail cell, but right now we need him free. We need him motivated, and we need him on our side. And I think she has all of those, at least tentatively, right now. But friends, if you've stuck with me this long, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring a ding ding that bell for notifications, and you'll be alerted next time we go live with The Expanse or any of our other science fiction reactions. And of course, if you like anything that we do early or in its full-length format, the link to the Patreon is in the description. But my friends, all that is then, and this is now, and now it's time to say goodbye from The Expanse. And so I will end by saying this. Where should we say goodbye from? Well, I don't think we should say goodbye from any particular place, but we should say it from a particular state of mind. And we had the state of mind for me before going into this episode and the state of mind going out of this episode. And the one dominating thought for me as watching this, as interpreting the information we got in this episode, one thing is going to be playing through my mind: Project Caliban. Who actually funded it? Is Mal playing both sides? And if so, why? Until we meet again, friends, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.